Siddharth, coming to you now. The numbers we're talking about are pretty staggering, aren't they? We're calling it a feverish week on Adani Street. How do you decode what has happened today? What's the mood inside the company as well? What are you hearing, Siddharth?
When stock market history is written, 120 billion market cap erosion in around a week will be history, not just in India, but in the global context. The 2008 meltdown in the US was many hundreds of billions of dollars.
Yeah.
But this has been a micro sort of meltdown moment, particularly for the Adani counter, 10 odd stocks. Let's focus on two things about where we stand as the trading week has ended. There is Saturday, Sunday and Monday when we can see the markets come out and take their own calls. Two things come out very clearly. At the onset, it is clear that Gautam Adani and the Adani group is now in a rearguard action trying to stabilize the volatility. Now, a company cannot play its own stocks. So what I'm talking about stability is the messaging by Mr. Gautam Adani and the helpful news that has come in. The simplest way to describe that news is that while the equity markets have performed in their own way, the money that Adani has borrowed in the debt market, its ratings are not coming under question. Let me give you one more example. The State Bank of India today released its third quarter results, and during that post the results announcement, State Bank of India was asked about the Adani exposure, and what they have said is it is completely manageable. I think they said 0.8% of its book. Similar things have been said by LIC, which is a debt lender. Therefore, what is really happening, Shiv, at this stage is that some amount of calm is coming out. There was absolute panic that reflected in the stocks.
Absolutely.
Some amount of calm has set in.
Okay, some amount of calm has set in. The path ahead still seems pretty uncertain. We'll have to wait to see when markets open once again on Monday. But the week has ended. Hell week, as it were, has basically ended with some small positive indicators. It's been an unforgettable week by any index, any stretch of imagination for Gautam Adani and his massive Adani group. A week he'd rather forget, but will probably never be able to. A 100-page report by short seller Hindenburg Research triggered a Dalal Street carnage that's never been seen before. And as Siddharth said, when the history of the stock markets are written, many pages will be dedicated perhaps to this 1 week, leaving investors and other players completely stunned. Take a look at this comprehensive report.
His net worth has been halved from $120 billion at the start of this year to a little more than $60 billion today. The Adani Group is half as valuable it was just 7 trading days ago. This week has probably been one of the worst for the conglomerate ever. Not only was Gautam Adani momentarily pushed out of the global top 20 richest list today, his group companies have lost over $120 billion in market cap. The week also saw Adani withdrawing its 20,000 crore rupee FPO after it had been shunned by small investors. And Adani Enterprises has lost 54% of its value. Other group companies have lost between 18% to 58%. With cement companies ACC and Ambuja Cements being the most resistant to the sell-off, and Adani Total Gas, Adani Transmission and Adani Green Energy facing a mauling by the bears. However, it wasn't all bad for Adani Enterprises, which managed to close in the green today. It did see massive fluctuations, with the stock hitting the lower circuit 7 times this morning and the share touching a low of 1,017 rupees before clawing back 570 rupees to close at 1,587 rupees. The recovery came after a shot in the arm from global rating agencies Fitch and Moody's. According to Fitch, there was no immediate impact on the ratings of Adani entities and securities. It added that it expected no material change to the group's cash flow. The agency also said that there was no significant offshore bonds to be repaid, which reduced the group financial risk. The agencies, however, did say that the Hindenburg row could reduce the fundraising abilities of the Adani Group. For the markets which were spooked by the NSE putting 3 Adani Group stocks in its watch list and Dow Jones removing Adani Enterprises from its sustainability index, the rating agency reports brought much succor. Though 6 Adani entities remain stuck at the lower circuit, 4 including the cement stocks and flagship Adani Enterprises managed to close in the green, giving much needed relief to investors. Bureau Report, Business Today Television.